how serious they took their prayer really, really had an impact on all of us. Maybe, I dare say, even more than their words. Their example really had this impact on all of us. And I remember that my dad used to do this before he died, and Mom still does this. They come back from communion, they kneel down, and they just kind of beat their breast or just put their hand over their heart. And Pop actually would cover his face in his hands, just all the way till he died. He would do that. And as little kids, we'd look over at them and we'd see them with their heads bowed, or Pop's with his head in his hands. And all you could do is just be in kind of awe of that. And you thought, if I didn't believe it, if I didn't know about the mystery, just looking at their face, looking at their reaction, that really tells me that there is something awesome and holy going on here. So we hopefully go back to the pew and we're in communion with God, and we spend time giving thanks to God for that. Now that we have just received communion then in the Mass, we hear the words of the deacon or the priest at the end who says, "The Mass is ended, go in peace." Do you know that this is where the word Mass comes from? It doesn't mean mass, a mass of people, although we are, and mas, if you will, in French. But it really is Latin, meaning sent. It comes from dismissal, missa. And so at the end of the Mass, in Latin, you would hear, "Go, you are sent. Ite, missa est." Go, you are dismissed. But not just dismissed to go back to your regular lives, but you are dismissed now as carriers of the body, blood, soul, and divinity. You are dismissed to be other Christs in the world. You are dismissed to take what we just celebrated here out into a world that is weary, that is hungry, that is confused, that is sad, that is lonely, that is afraid, that is doubtful. Go, the Mass is ended. Now take the presence of Christ, the real presence, the mystery of God, to all the world. As I said, we are, in a sense, other Christs. That's a term that we use for priests. They are alter Christus, especially when they are celebrating the Eucharist and the sacraments. But really, all of us, through our baptism, are ordained into the body of Christ. And so we are other Christs as well, especially after receiving the Eucharist. I'd like to conclude with, not with my words, but with the words of a great saint, St. Teresa of Avila. Here she taught us, she reminded us, that she encouraged us to remember that, what I'm saying, that now we are to be Christ in the world. All what we're celebrating today and at every Mass about Christ's real presence among us really must lead us then, not only to worship him, although that's enough, it must lead us outward to be Christ's presence in the world. You probably know this poem well, but here it is. Christ has no body on earth now, but yours. No hands, but yours. No feet, but yours. Yours are the eyes through which he looks with compassion on the world. Yours are the feet with which he walks to do good. Yours are the hands with which he blesses all the world.